Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. I'm just waiting for Peter DeFREITAS to honour us with his presence. The legendary Peter DeFREITAS. For those of you who don't know who Peter is, he's worked with everybody from Bob Arum to Don King, Dennis Hobson, Frank Warren, Barry Hearn, all those people, Lou DeBella. So he should be here any second. 2 seconds. I'm on. I don't think Peter's what have we got here?
Any luck?
Yeah, I'm on, Peter. I'm on already, mate. Where are you? What are you doing to me? Where are you, Peter? So it is what it is, isn't it? So I think this is going to be a 2 or a 3-parter. It's going to be interesting today. As you know, I'm not behind the door when it comes to giving an opinion. So, all right. So let's see where we can go with this. Here we go. Here's Peter. Are you there, mate? Where are you, Peter? What are you doing to me?
Any good? Hold
Yeah,
on.
there, mate. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. You all right?
Yeah, what about picture? How do I get the picture?
I don't know. Just press something, don't you? Let's have a look. Uh,
Host, me. So I've got host and me. Which one participants?
I'm the
Porky's
host,
good.
Pete, obviously, aren't I? You
Yeah,
know what I
so
mean? There you go. It
have I
don't
got
matter,
it?
mate. It don't matter if you can't get your picture. But just have a think
Okay.
that way. It's not end up world,
All
is
right.
it?
No, 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 no. How
How
we
are you
doing?
keeping? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Are you a bit closer to your microphone, Pete?
Yeah, I've turned it down.
Can you turn it up a little bit? I can hardly hear you, pal.
All right, sorry. Can you hear that now?
A bit louder.
Can you hear that?
Not very
How's that?
clear, mate.
I can't believe that. How's that?
Let's have a look at my end.
Mine's.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's all right for
That's a bit
me.
better, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
How you been?
You all right there?
Yeah. How you been, Pete? All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, mate. Yeah, just taking it easy, day to day.
Yeah, there's no wrong with that, mate. No wrong with that. Well, a lot's gone on in the sport of
Yeah.
boxing since we last spoke. What I'm going to try and do today, we'll go through most things that have happened and we'll just give our opinion on it. And I'll throw a few one-liners in just to make it a bit funny for those people that like that kind of thing.
Yeah, of
It's a
course, mate.
light-hearted looking at boxing.
Yeah, that's okay, mate. No problems.
All right then. Uh, what did you think to the billboard picture I sent you of Elmer Fudd's dad, Daddy Fudd, outside at M62? He's on M1, M62, and A1.
Well, I feel, I mean, all right, some people are going to see it funny, but I feel it's a bit sad that he's trying to nick his son's limelight. I mean, let's get it straight. It's not his stage, is it? It's his
No.
boys.
Yeah.
He's nicked all the Chinese, all the sayings, gosh, and then the Chinese, and now the billboards. I mean, apart from getting in the ring, he's more famous than his son, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all a little bit pony, isn't it, mate? Do you think?
Yeah. I mean, all right, he works hard to get the tickets sold and all that, and I'm sure they're getting a few quid out of it. But to jump on the bandwagon like that and try and take the limelight away from your boy, I don't see the point, do you?
No, I don't, mate. I don't. But what you've got to understand, well, you put what you know anyway, because you've mixed in them circles, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Young
yeah, yeah.
Elmer Fudd is propping the shows up for Matchroom, minute, basically.
Yes, 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 definitely. Yeah.
So they're not going to want to get him beat, are they? But
No,
maybe he's
there
found
won't
his
be no
level
rematch.
now.
Yeah, there won't be no rematch with Dave, the Rhino. They won't let have a rematch yet. No chance. He's their golden goose for cash. He's
Yeah,
the cash flow, isn't he?
yeah. I'd be very surprised, Pete, if they put him in with a rhino. Would you?
Well, look when Conor Ben fought in America at 154. Who did they take over there? Elmer Fudd Jr. because
They took
he
Elmer
sold
Fudd because he
tickets.
took 200 people.
What would have been 30 people in there? If that, there would have been board officials in there, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was in the back of an hotel in a conference room anyway. So it shows you how big it was, you know, and then they managed to squeeze 200 in to make it look big.
Well, I was told off a matchmaker I used to deal with when I worked for Hobson, and he said to me that Frank Smith, Spotty Frank Smith from Matchroom, said that Crusher Ben didn't do 20 tickets for them American fights, and 2 American fights where he fought at light middleweight.
Yeah, 154. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he probably didn't.
Yeah.
He probably didn't. They said who's going to afford to go to Vegas when they obviously thought it might have been a 1 or 2 round job. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way you thought that was going a distance, is there?
No, they didn't. No.
You know, paper,
yeah. Okay, so we spoke about Daddy Fudd in his skiddies. Tib Shell services on M1, near Blythe on A1 and M62. Laid across them billboards. I know about billboards because I'm in that business myself and I know what the cost and effort that goes into put them up. And he's laid across on a 60-footer by 12-footer in his skids.
Yeah, but they can claim that back off the taxes, you know, can't they?
Yeah, they get it back as promotion, won't they?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What you've got there, though, you've got Eddie Hills, just letting them run with it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Lee Wood, right? This is allegedly, there's no proof, but the rumour doing the rounds around the campfire is Lee Wood in the Warrington fight tested dirty, and they've kept Warrington sweet. Give him that. He had that fight, didn't he? At Wembley.
Yeah.
Kakazi fight. They've kept him sweet, and Lee Wood's serving a silent ban. Or they tried to do a Dylan White and keep it hush, but too many people knew about it. That's what I'm hearing, but there's no proof about that. It could just be rumours, because this is how I look at it in the boxing industry. The word rumour. Rumour is a pipe blown by surmisers, jealousies, and conjectures. People are either surmising, they're jealous, or they're just conjecting knackers. But could there be some truth in that? Could there be?
Yeah, but have you not noticed since the Conor Ben drug scandal, everybody's got non-disclosures now, whereas before it all come out in the public.
Well,
so. You know, I think there's got to be rumours to it because, you know, he come on a couple of times and said about, people asked him when he was at a couple of boxing matches, they said, you know, would you fight a rematch and all that? And with Warren, and he goes, yeah. But he knew in his heart that he couldn't fight. And I believe that is why, because at his age, he would want to get straight back in the ring. And even his own trainer's gone quiet on it, hasn't he?
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? But why would Lee Wood, at his age, in his later stage of his career, be parked up at that weight? They usually retired at that weight. I remember when he was mixed with Josh Whale and all them kind of people, and Gavin McDonnell, who beat him, gave him his first defeat. I've got the gloves here. I've got those gloves. 2 seconds. I'll get them. Pat shitting garage. They were Gavin McDonald's gloves. Steffi Bull gave him with my 46th birthday. That's how long that is ago. And 8 ounces. But thing is, people at that age, 8 ounces. People at that age are finished, aren't they? And Lee Wood, why would he be parked up all this time?
Well, especially at that weight, you know, it's only a small weight, isn't he?
Yeah.
I can't believe that nothing's come out about it.
It's all silent. Well, apparently they've all signed NDAs, a bit like the Dylan White situation.
Yeah, but they've all jumped on that bandwagon now of NDAs, haven't they?
Well, what it is, you see, right? Whenever Conor Ben's pressed, he's got plenty to. What Conor Ben's playing is, it's a game of kiss and tell. He's telling you everything. He's showing you nothing. Now,
I was just going to say
it's the same sort of thing, Pete. Right? What you've got is silence. That's what it is. Silence. What they're doing, they're stood with the cocks out in the penthouse, lagging on all the fans. Oh, we can't talk about it. When Conor Ben's tinily pressed on it, oh, I can't talk about it. But yet he's wanting to do 90 odd minute sit downs with Darren Barker, Eddie Hearn's little company man. You know what I mean? Eddie Hills. I keep forgetting he's changed his name to Hills. Do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
It kind of like winds me up, mate.
Well, I stopped my subscription to DAZN because of Darren Barker. He's probably a nice guy away from boxing, but I just can't stand his commentary. I simply can't stand it.
Darren Barker, this is how I look at it. He's the man that went to fight Felix Sturm, came out swingers with one round, and then said, well, I didn't do no road work. And they just patched me up in camp. I did a bit of Pilates, and I just turned up and came out swingers. After all that tough man talk in camp, you know, stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. I'm eating kangaroo meat, best camp I've ever had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's looking like they tried to do a Dylan White, so people are saying, but with no proof, and it's backfired on them. But they kept Warrington sweet, didn't they? But he was a shot fighter going into that fight anyway. So it'll all come out in wash about all these lot, you know, in end.
Yeah. And Warrington's still fighting on, you know.
Oh, Scotland, because he does a few tickets, they'll be churning him out till he's talking like Daphne Doo's dog, Scooby, aka Derek Chisora.
I heard him say the other week, about a week ago, I heard him say, I'm not finished yet. I went to the gym last week and done a few rounds. He said, I'm not finished yet. Well, as you said, they'll be rolling him out because he's a ticket seller. You know, he's got the lead supporters behind him, hasn't he? So,
well, they haven't got that many behind him now. They didn't do that many tickets for Wembley, I heard Frank Spotty Smith were like, I thought you were a ticket seller. There you go.
Yeah, but your time comes up one day, doesn't it? You know?
Hey?
Your time comes up one day, doesn't it? You know, it's like us when I had Nigel, your time gradually goes and your fan base drops, you know?
Yeah, boxing fans are very fickle, Pete.
Yeah, your fan base drops, you know, and then all of a sudden, as you say, he ain't done so many tickets. Yeah. Now, you can't afford to give him that big of an opponent who you've got to pay to get in the ring and bring him over and his entourage, so you get him dead fighters and just draw what you can out of him, you know?
Yeah. Okay. We need to move on to this one now. This is something that you might be an expert on, Pete. Crusher Ben against Eubank Jr. They're going to fight £160 in April.
Right.
He's got a weight rehydration course, the IBF rules, but I don't think there's an IBF world title belt online. So why have they got this weight rehydration clause in the fight? Crusher Ben is a 154 guy now because he's not fought at welterweight for 3 years, has he? So why have we got people saying, oh, he's taking a big risk going up to like Eddie Hills, saying he's taking a big risk going up to middleweight when for 3 years he's been a light middleweight. So he's only going up one weight. And Eubank's really a super middle. He's draining his son down to 160. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no big risk there, do you think?
No, there's no risk there. But I'm just going to answer this is, if the IBF are involved, right, and got a £10 clause on it, there's got to be an IBF title on the line. Because I don't know if you know this, but years ago, when you fought a 10-rounder, it was for the final eliminator of a contest, yeah? Then they started bringing all these belts in, yeah? So now, when you do a 10-rounder, it's got to be for a belt. So the IBF, for them to get involved and put things on the fight to say that it's going to be a £10 clause in it, there's got to be a title on the line. It's got to be an IBF International. There's got to be something there. There must be something there.
Well, there's got to be really, because at the end of the day...
Yeah, he can't do a 10-rounder.
You what, mate?
He can't do a 10-rounder because Conor Ben only holds a WBA International.
No, WBA so Continental, and that were years ago.
Continental, yeah. But he still got it.
Yeah, because nobody wants to fight for it. It's a belt they invented. No.
Yeah, but so that he could do 10 rounds, Russ. Otherwise, he's got to do 8.
Yeah. Do you think that put an IBF trinket belt out there for them?
Oh yeah, got to. They've got to. Yeah.
Yeah.
To put
The IBF rule.
Stipulations on the fight. That's the word. Stipulations on the fight.
Yeah.
They must have a belt up. You'll find that there's a belt there somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely. For it to be 10 rounds, it's got to be a belt.
Yeah. I mean, so what would you say? Looking at young Crusher Ben, is he a middleweight or is he a light middle? What would you say he is?
I personally say he's at the moment he's stuck in between a welter and a light middle.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to struggle to get back down to 147 now. If he's walking around at 12 and a half stone, because that's what they're saying, he's walking around at 12 and a half stone. Well, if that's the case, 147 is a big drop, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, of course it is, mate. Of course it is. It's a massive drop, isn't it?
Yeah. You're talking about he's walking around nearly a light heavy.
Talking about what?
Yeah. He's walking around at a super middle.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it, mate. It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Is it a safe fight? What, Pete?
It's not safe. One thing I just wanted to ask you is nobody's actually had a look into Conor Ben, right? Now I'm not trying to dig him out because I managed his dad, but the thing is, I want to know that these kids that he's fought before at 147, most of them were light welters moved up to welterweight. And then he's jumped from welterweight. The only person I thought that he really thought that was a natural welterweight was Formella, Sebastian Formella. Yeah, he was a natural because he fought him for the IBO title, didn't he? And he went 12 rounds with him, and he didn't stop him. But after that fight, and he started, introducing the doctor, he started knocking everyone out. But they were light welters being moved up, and he was basically at his peak welterweight there fighting. And now he's moving up again. He didn't do nothing at 154. So how the hell was he going to stop a 160 guy? Or 168, 170 when he gets in the ring that night? He's got to rehydrate from 160 to 170.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He has.
Eubank is going to go up to 170, and he will hit 170. Well, 170 overnight. There's a big difference here, Can he rehydrate that quick overnight to 170, Conor Ben? He might do it over 3 months out of the ring, eating that and training. But when you've got to make weight and then put it back on again, there's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a mate who works at Boxing Border Control in South Yorkshire, and he says that it's true what Johnny Horsecock Nelson says, that Conor Ben hasn't even applied for a board license. So how's he even going to fight?
Well, he's got a foreign license. So what happens there? Let me explain to you what happens there. He applies to the British Boxing Board of Control as a foreign fighter.
Yeah.
Then they grant him a temporary 24-hour license.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what will happen is, I did hear from Robert Smith's lips say that there will be no problem Conor Ben getting a license if he applies for one. I actually heard him say that, right? I saw him say it. But if he doesn't apply for one, what he can do is, as I said, he can have an American license. Then what they do is they apply to the British Boxing Board of Control for a temporary fight license. Do you know that every fighter that comes in this country from abroad and fights here, they can't fight on a foreign license. They have a foreign license, but they still have to apply to the board for a temporary license to fight that night.
Wow. So that's what he's going to have to do then?
Yeah, he'll get a temporary license overnight, 24-hour license.
God. If they even want to give him it.
Well, they'll have to, because he's a license holder.
Wow.
Passes the medicals, he'll get it. And there's too much money involved, you know what I mean?
Do you know when you had Nigel Ben, Peter? Didn't he have an issue with board then with something to do with WBO?
Yeah, he tore the license up. And when Ambrose made him tear the license up, didn't he? And then what happened is we come back home and he went and got a license. He applied back for his license and got it.
Right.
He said it was a stupid thing he done. You know, he just admitted that it was stupid. You know, and they
Okay.
knew because Ambrose, as I said to you before, wasn't ever licensed in any category. So it was just like you telling him to tear it up. Do you see what I mean? He weren't a
Mm.
license holder that told him to do it.
Okay. I'm just waiting for my new glasses on Tuesday, Pete. I've got these old ones here, they're no good. You know, as you get older,
Yeah,
if you do a lot of work on
yeah,
computers, your eyes go terrible, don't they?
yeah. Tell me. Yeah,
Starting to hurt my eyes, these old ones. Okay. Moving on then from Crusher Ben and Eubank, basically two
yeah,
people that have absolutely milked who the dads are. Uh, Derek
yeah,
Chisora is going to fight Otto Wallin tonight. I believe he beats him because Wallin's shot, but Chisora's been knocked about, hasn't he? Now, and it's an IBF eliminator. The other fight is Bakola Ijagba. That's a final eliminator. Derek's is just an eliminator. But if I
yeah.
think
Every fight's an
Bakola,
eliminator, isn't it?
eh?
Every fight's an eliminator, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like snakes and ladders. If you lose, you go down. If you win, you go up. Don't you?
snakes and ladders, in it. But if Bakola
Yeah,
beats Ijagba and Chisora beats
yeah,
Wallin, I believe that Bakola won't be put anywhere near Dubois, and all the powers that be know that. It'll be Chisora against Dubois, and Bakola will get step aside. We've got Bricktop coming out saying Derek's having an Indian summer and waxing lyrical about his performance against Vitaly Klitschko, which was 13 years ago. And then if you go on IFL or Boxing Social, you'll see that Bricktop said he should have retired after KBL loss in 2017. So, which is it? Where are we going here? If they put Dubois in with Chisora, it's suicide.
yeah. And I think that these governing bodies, whether it be the British Boxing Board of Control, if or any other governing body, specifically the IBF, if he has to fight Dubois, they should get their senses and say, look, we're not going to sanction this fight.
Yeah,
We ain't having it for safety reasons. The
yeah.
man's took so many head punches, and you're going in with a massive puncher. Look what he done to a fit AJ.
I know.
For him, didn't he? You know,
I know.
let's be honest about it. It's not as if you're even putting a tactical fighter in who can move around and box and make a bit of a show. He'll come straight forward in straight lines and get his head pummeled in, won't he? He
Yeah,
fights with his
it's a
face.
shame.
Yeah, because he's got a big heart, that's all.
Yeah.
But I don't think Wallin's shot, you know. I don't think Wallin's shot.
Don't
I
you
think,
know?
no, what I think is you'll see one or two fighters tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tonight they're fighting.
Yeah.
When are they fighting? I think you'll see one. See, after he lost to, I think he should have beat Tyson Fury. I think they should have stopped the fight. If it was the other way around, they would have stopped it. But after that, his heart weren't in the game. He seems that his heart's not in the game. Let's see if he can get it up for this. But with Derek Chisora, if he fights like him, like he did Usyk, because he's a southpaw, he's just going to sit right on his chest and not give him nowhere to go. And as you say, he'd probably stop him later on. But
Yeah.
if he's up for it and tactically, he could go to a points decision and nick this, you know, Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he boxes, if he's heart's in it and he wants it, I think he'll go and nick it on points.
Yeah.
But yeah, but if his heart ain't in it and he don't really want it, then I agree with you. He could get stopped. But if it's technical and he moves around the ring and he boxes, I think he could win it.
Hmm. What
He
about?
didn't have to take a pasting last time. Sorry, Russ.
Sorry, go on,
He
mate.
didn't have to take a. Yeah, sorry. He didn't have to take a pasting last time, Derek Chisora. He was fucked. He was fatigued really badly in that last fight with Joe Joyce. They both took a really pummeling, didn't they?
Hmm. Every fight he has, it's his last dance, isn't it?
Yeah, but let's see how much he's got left in the tank because he really, that last fight really emptied it, didn't he?
Yeah.
It sort of scraped the bottom of the fucking tank, didn't it?
Well, I'm looking at these interviews, and I put a video out of a day because I knew they were going to come out and do something, and they did. We've got the Gad and Juggies Oliver saying Derek's a genius and this and that, and Barry McGuigan's come out and he said he can see Chisora and Dubois fighting, and We've got the Gad going on other people's channels saying, oh, what about the Don Charles connection? Dubar against Chisora. And Don Charles says Derek's like his son and all this. Is that how they're going to sell it with Bricktop, eh? Because Don Charles has trained Chisora and now trains Dubar. It's sickening, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll see a fucking Finchley old people's home for boxers.
What, Joshua and Chisora?
Chisora, yeah, and Jug Ears are being there.
The Jug Ears, we're all Finchley, aren't we?
All sitting in their chairs, rocking their head.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's funny how people can spin things just like that. Oh, he's finished his shot to them. Oh, he's having an Indian summer.
Yeah. Another thing I was going to tell you, I listened to all your podcasts, obviously.
Thank you.
And when you said about Jug Ears and his job, the only reason he's got that job, do you know why he's got that job? I'll tell you why he's got that job. Because nobody else wants to jump on a plane, on a train, and a bus and run around all the venues. They send him everywhere. He's a little runaround boy, isn't he?
Yeah, talk sport.
That's all he is. Talk sports runaround boy.
Is him?
Jordan don't want to jump on planes and trains and buses, does he?
Oh,
and venues and Jordan, he don't want to be living in hotel rooms and doing all the commentary and all that all around. That's why they got Jug Ears, a little young fresh lad to do it from.
Yeah, yeah. I see where you're coming from, mate. I see where you're coming.
That's all he's got his job for. He's a little send him there, send him out, send him there. None of the others want to do it, do they?
No. Froch don't want to do it. Derek Chisora's got 13 losses. It could easily be 15. He's done hundreds of rounds, but he's done loads of sparring. He's been knocked about. He needs saving from himself. He's 42 years old this year. Ali were finished at 38, and he had the reflexes. He weren't taking blows to head like Chisora every fight.
Look, Chisora's trying to get to this 50-0, isn't he? He's trying to get to this 50-0.
You mean 55?
Yeah, 50 fights. But I mean, yeah, not 50, sorry, 50 fights. But I mean, look at Larry Holmes. He got to 50 fights. He talks like he's been kicked by an horse in the head. Do you know what I mean?
Oh?
Larry Holmes. He's an heavyweight. He talks like he's been kicked by about 10 horses. And
Who's
he's my favourite heavyweight. Larry Holmes.
Oh, Larry Holmes. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
He talks like he's been punched the fuck, doesn't he? If you listen to him talk. But as I said earlier, I think he should be saved, Derek Chisora, after this fight. I think they should take his licence off him.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember when David A did Chisora over a decade ago?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
People said he were finished then, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, he's had so many punches.
Yeah. Oliver McCall.
Yeah, I remember him very well.
He's back, isn't he? He's back.
Is he?
He's fighting again, yeah, Oliver McCall.
He's crazy. He was a crackhead, you know that, didn't you? Seriously. You know when he fought Bruno?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're triggering me here, Pete. Oh.
Oh, yeah, he was bang on the crack. Away in Springs Hydro on Junction 21 on the M1. You know the health centre there, Springs Hydro.
Yeah,
Springs Hydro. That's where they locked him. They locked him away there.
Yeah, he needs saving from himself, Oliver McCall, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a danger, mate. But he's a powerhouse. He can punch.
Mickey Theo has put an Instagram post out calling Joe Egan a chicken, but a few weeks ago in an interview on YouTube, Mickey said Joe rung him up and said, "I'll fight you, Mickey, but it's going to have to be a move around, because I can't get about like I used to." So they'd just be robbing fans, wouldn't they, really? So I think Mick's just having a bit of a joke with him, isn't he, really?
He's got to be, because he's too fit, super fit, and he'll move around the ring too quick. He'll be too fast for Joe Egan. Joe Egan can't even walk properly. His knees are gone. Hasn't he? Have you seen him walk? I've done an interview with him on TV. He's interviewed me on TV. I know Joe well.
Yeah.
He comes to a lot of the IBA fights. Yeah.
I seen him on this program where they eat all this food.
I just watched it just now. The
Good
guy
old
from
Big
Yorkshire,
Show. He's always in mix, isn't he?
he's eating burgers and all that, and then he's talking about fighting.
Do you know what? Do you know what I find funny? Mike Tyson won Junior Olympics in '82 with Teddy Atlas as his trainer. And ever since then, everybody wanted to sign him, all the promoters, they kept an eye on him. So they had all sparring footage after that, all the way through. But Joe was sparring him leading up to Olympics and after, apparently. There's no footage. So I don't really know where that story's going now, do you?
No, I mean, when I met Joe, that's the first thing he told me. And then every interview I've seen since then, the first thing he said was everything's all around uh, Mike Tyson and the sparring. He said, I'm the hardest white man he's ever met, and all this, toughest
Mike
white
just
man.
says
Just because he didn't
compliments
go
like
down.
that to everybody, doesn't he? Just to be nice.
Yeah, well, what it was, he took Mike back to Ireland, didn't he?
Oh,
Introduced him to his mum
God.
and all that.
Only
Yeah, he
because
took Mike.
Ali went there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Unbelievable, mate. Do you recognise the sport, Peter, at the moment?
No, that's why I got out of it.
You know,
No, I mean, this is why I didn't want to be part of it anymore. I could see the future, I could see what was happening and what was going on. And when you got like two domineering people running it, it's just like if you don't do as you're told, you're out, aren't you?
yeah.
Uh, the light heavyweight, what's his name? The black boy, what's his name? From here, from Stratford.
Yard, Anthony
Yeah,
Yard.
Anthony Yard. Yeah, he's been shut out, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His trainers brought that on himself, though, and he getting too involved.
Yeah. Tunde. Yeah, I mean, is Tunde? I mean, I thought he was managed by Anthony Yard. Is actually legally still managed by what's his name? The boxers from here, by the tip near Tipton. What they called? The Bowers, Tony Bowers.
Bowers. Oh, I didn't know.
Martin Bowers. Martin Bowers is his manager, lead licensed manager.
I actually
Martin
like
Bowers.
Martin Bowers. I've met him, spent a bit of time with him at Peacock Gym, and he's a nice fella, so I like him.
That's it. Nice fella. Yeah, he's a nice. But he is legally Anthony Yard's manager.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. March the 7th, Sky Sports have got a 4-fight show on, women only. And Joe Gallagher's calling for drug testing to show that the sport is clean in women's boxing. And there's a bit of problems with it happening with saying the costs and this and that. And
yeah, I was just going to say finances, yeah.
Yeah, and there's people that are unhappy about it. And I think there's a lot of people in the game are saying that there's a lot of juicing going on in women's boxing, and some of them are getting away with murder. I'm not going to mention any names, but do you think that there should be testing?
Well, there's an handful of women that you can see that are definitely not normal, shall we say? Yeah, and then you get a good boxer like what's the girl's name? Who lost to Baumgartner and lost to our girl.
Terry
What's her
Harper.
name now? The American girl.
Oh, Shields.
No, the white girl.
Mayer.
She's Mayer. That's it. Michaela Mayer. She was robbed twice.
She what?
She beat her. She was robbed twice.
Yeah.
She was robbed twice. I mean, and that's someone who goes straight, put the weight on, moved up, done it all right. You can see by her figure that she's not juiced. And then you look at some of the others. I mean, look, Baumgartner's been pulled in for it, so you can mention her. She's been pulled in for it. But you can see other girls who don't look normal,
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are saying that Lauren Price's shape's changed, aren't they, in the last 18 months?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I tell you, yourself, when you start seeing traps coming up round by the neck and all that, that's when you know that they're juicing, because you can't naturally build blacks up like that. Yeah. Only the juice does it. Yeah. And also, they get spotty, as you know, they get very spotty.
Yeah.
So there's signs of it as well. So, but it's the cost of it, isn't it?
Oh, The cost of his test. I remember when I worked for Dennis Lee and Cameron, one of his tests was £1,000, and that was for a Commonwealth title.
Yeah.
£1,000.
Yeah.
So, all right. Do you think they should have 2-minute rounds, Pete, or 3-minute rounds, these women?
Well, I think they're just getting going as the bell goes. I think they should, if they want to do boxing, like the women, they play 90 minutes football, don't they?
Yeah.
They do 3-minute rounds. Amanda Serrano agrees with it. She's quite happy with it.
Yeah. All right then. Do you want to go on to part 2, Pete?
Yeah. I might be able to. I might get a picture up. Hold on. All right, I'll see you in a minute.
All right, see you in a minute. Well, that would be DeFREITAS on part 1. We're going to go on to part 2 now. Thank you for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Well, peace out.